Banks are tracking your carbon footprint. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because I want to talk about something, well, which could be an invasion of privacy. Commonwealth customers set to view their personalised carbon footprint. By early August, Commonwealth customers, so Commonwealth Bank customers, will be able to view their carbon footprint based on their personal spending data within the Commonwealth app. Isn't that fantastic? Well, let's look at, well, what's the definition? First, the carbon footprint is the total amount of greenhouse gases, including carbon dioxide and methane, that are generated by our actions. Now, this is meant to account for everything. So the embodied energy in the manufacturing from every little thing, cradle to cradle, or cradle to grave, depending on the recyclability of the materials. Now, I'm very skeptical of the accuracy of a lot of these calculations. We looked at it at university. We were fed it like crazy at university. Now, I'm reading a paper at the moment looking at the real cost of variable renewable energies. And if you actually look at the real cost of those, the embodied energy or the carbon footprint, and which also includes the embodied energy, it should, of wind turbine or solar generation compared to more efficient coal energy, it completely gets blown out of the water. These things just don't have the lifespan, and you still need to mine and get resources to manufacture them. And if you're importing panels from China, they're made using coal power. So there you go. You got to add that to it. It is just crazy. And there's some laws of thermodynamics that you just can't get around. Now, I'm going to do a longer video on that because it's a topic we need to get to in some real great detail. But if this stuff if people took this serious, you'd be having legitimate organizations like Greenpeace pushing for nuclear energy because in the long term, it has the best outcome with regards to the carbon that it puts into the atmosphere, including all the mining, all the waste, all the construction. But, they don't. Now, back to this. This is concerning, okay? The fact that the bank will start, well, they already have this data anyway, and they're evaluating to allow you to have it. But what if we have, say, Adam Brandt gets in as Prime Minister, and then they start changing the rules? Australia needs to meet our, 2040 UN rules where you can only spend so many carbon credits per week. You've gone over your quota. We'll have to cut off your credit card. Now, I'm being facetious and a bit hyperbolic, but look at what's happened in the last few years, guys. None of this shit is beyond the realms of possibility now. You've got a whole generation that are clamoring for authoritarian rule. They want that jackboot on top of them. They want to be willing to sacrifice the quality of their life for the greater good, to save the planet, because the world's going to die in a couple of years. Anyway, I'm concerned with this because it can be abused. So, in an Australian banking first, retail CommBank customers will be able to view their personalised carbon footprint within the CommBank app from early August. Well, it won't be your personalised footprint. What about all the things you do to negate it? It's only the crap you buy using a Commonwealth Bank card. So, the rollout to all CommBank retail customers, so it's not even credit card, follows a pilot launched in October 2021, which allowed over 250,000 customers to view their carbon footprint, with close to a third of those who participated taking further steps to learn more about their carbon footprint. Could it be? We've got Australians here that don't even know basic concepts like opportunity cost or embodied energy. I had one guy, a friendly Geordie viewer, rambling about bloody rent seekers, thinking I was making something up when I was referring to all the bureaucrats that don't really add any value, to explain what the term was. So, it's going to expose people to this concept, but I don't think the bank will be educating them on it properly. Any of the issues with how this is determined. It's not 100% rock solid science, this stuff. The technology developed with sustainability fintech startup Kogo will allow banks' retail customers to view their monthly carbon footprint with a comparison to the national average. So, sorry, I'm there looking on my phone. Oh, sorry, Florian, your carbon footprint's too high. You can't buy that concrete you need. Further, customers will be able to see a breakdown of their carbon emissions data grouped into everyday spending category like utilities, transportation, shopping, and other transaction segments. Customers will also have the option to select action to help manage their environmental footprint. That's the reason for this, so they can sell you shit. That's what it is. They'll go, oh, you've bought, half a ton of concrete. Oh, your carbon footprint's right up there. Here, buy these, carbon credits to offset your carbon footprint. Little Johnny, you drove him to school too much to use too much petrol. Buy these carbon credits to offset that. Alleviate that guilt. Repent, or, lay on your ground and repent to Greta. Ben Morgan, General Manager of Strategy, Investments and Transformation, said, the combination of customer data and Kogo's capabilities mean we can now provide personalized and granular information to customers about how their spending translates to a carbon footprint. Can you opt out of this? A customer's carbon footprint is an estimate that considers things such as personalized spending data and transaction behavior using select Combank products, such as everyday accounts, credit cards, and BPay. We can then assign each transaction emission factor data per industry type. What bullshit is this? Provided to us by Congo to calculate their carbon footprint. This is going to be so vague, it's completely useless. It really is. All this is, this is just to sell you other products. They're going to sell you other things to alleviate it. Ben Glessner, Kogo founder, said banks are ideally positioned to take on the role of champion in supporting their customers to lower their carbon footprint. In a highly competitive market in which it's hard to differentiate, banks cannot ignore this opportunity to stand out and establish themselves as a lifestyle partner to the conscientious consumer. That's it. You're just all consumers, guys. I don't blame them. I do not blame them. This is brilliant idea for them to tie into people. You don't need to download any stupid app. It just works with everything that you have. They get to value add, and Ben's skimming a little bit off the top of every single thing. There's never been a more important time in history to reduce our carbon footprint, and climate-friendly actions like reducing flights, taking public transport, or going vegan. That's just, okay. This right here is complete bullshit. And where is it? Here we go. This is an article from New Zealand. Here we go. Paper, I don't know if I may have done a video about this ages ago, but it's still in my email. Paper concludes cutting meat won't reduce a person's carbon footprint much. Now, Lomberg looked at this. I did a video on it. He's an ethical vegan. How much do you think in carbon credits per year is the benefit of going vegan? Let me know in the comments. I'm having a shot of coffee. I wish there was meat in this coffee right now. $5. The equivalent of $5 of credit going vegan for an entire year. And that means real vegan. So these LCD screens I've got in front of me, couldn't use them. There's so much stuff you couldn't use. So it's complete and utter bullshit. This is all designed to reduce your quality of life. It can have an impact. No, it can't. It cannot. It will not have an impact. We're proud to be the go-to solution for change from the world's largest banks. And we're excited about expanding this change throughout Australia in our partnership with Combank. This is why I can't work for a big corp. I'd speak my mind to all this woke crap they're pushing out. To help customers understand more about their carbon footprint, CBA is working with Kogo to develop a series of educational articles that explore what a carbon footprint is, easy tips to reduce your carbon footprint, and how reducing your carbon footprint can also help reduce your cost of living. Customers will be able to read these articles on the Combank Sustainability Hub. Congo is, yep. Media releases are prepared without considering the individual reader's objectives. Yeah. I mean, okay. So, let's have a talk about this one. This is just marketing spin. It's not going to make any difference. And it's just going to reiterate all the bullshit that we're going to have to deal with. Honestly, I think, here's the problem. With all of this environmental push, it's going to increase your cost of living. You're not going to live the quality of life that previous generations did. Hey, we're complaining about housing. Should you even own a house? Maybe just rent one while you need it and then die and they truck you off to the fertilizer factory for the vegan plants. I'm just too old for this stuff. See, here's the thing. I've already learned all about this rubbish at university. We calculated all our carbon footprints. And it's all bullshit when you really look into it. There's so many variables here. Anyway, let me know your thought and opinion on this one. Will you be using this? Will you let it affect your purchasing decisions? Would you buy something more expensive with a lower carbon footprint, or something with a higher carbon footprint that's cheaper? Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments below. If you want to support us, there are a few ways you can. You can financially support us via YouTube or Patreon. Use our referral links from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. Buy our pocket squares. Call us if you need an architect. And I'll see you all next time. Bye for now. Oh, boy. I should do my carbon footprint calculations now with 6 kids. I'll probably break the apps that calculate it. 6 kids and carnivore diet.